I ain't never seen that man with Young Boy before that shit happened with V-Roy. You feel what I'm saying? It's like he using that nigga like as a face card around him to make them look a little tough. You feel what I'm saying?
Who caught that boy? Who stripped that boy? Who caught that boy? I'm him.
After sending King Von to the lobby, it looks like these OBlock yens are still trying to come back. Lil Tim is out here trolling, even after 5 years, and this situation is about to get deadly again. Today, we're diving into real street politics that got the entire hip-hop world on edge. Before we get into this wild story, make sure you'll smash that like button. Every like helps our gang grow and keeps the realest content coming. To see how we got here, we have to go back to November 6, 2020. That's the night King Von tragically got smoked outside an Atlanta hookah lounge. Lil Tim Rondo's home bar pulled the trigger, claiming self-defense, and the court's agreed charges were dropped. But the streets? They never forgot. They never forgave. For 5 years, this beef simmered quietly. NBA YoungBoy kept taking shots at OBlock in his music, Lil Tim moved with YB like he was untouchable, and OBlock plotted silently. But this week? That simmer just hit a full boil. King Von wasn't just any rapper. He was OBlock royalty. He came up under Chief Keef, but Von had a different energy. While Sosa made drill, Von lived it. The streets already knew his name long before the industry did. When he died, it wasn't just losing an artist, it was losing a general, a voice, a symbol of hope for OBlock. Here's where it gets wild. NBA YoungBoy dropped a freestyle called Zero IQ, straight up disrespecting Von's memory. But Lil Tim took it further. He hopped on TikTok, vibing to the song and rapping along to the most disrespectful bars. Who popped that boy? I'm him. Who starts that boy? I'm him. And just like that, what simmered for years? It's boiling over now.
Who caught that boy? Who stripped that boy? Who caught that boy? I'm him.
This ain't no subliminal. Lil Tim was straight up bragging about killing King Von on social media for the whole world to see. The audacity of this goofy is unreal. But here's what really got the streets talking: the timing. Lil Tim posted this TikTok on November 6, 2025, the exact same date King Von died, but 5 years later. And get this, that same day, November 6, 2025, Lil Tim's grandfather passed away. Same date, 5 years apart. The internet absolutely lost it when people started connecting these dots. Now, let me explain why this TikTok hit harder than any other diss. Until now, most shots were thrown through music, subliminals, metaphors, or coded language, giving artists plausible deniability. But Lil Tim threw all that out the window. He looked straight into the camera, rapped those bars word for word, and made sure everyone knew exactly what he meant. The video itself was calculated. Tim wasn't randomly vibing, he was in a professional-looking setting with good lighting and clear audio. This wasn't spontaneous, it was planned to get maximum attention and disrespect. Muna Ike from OBlock wasn't having any of it. This dude has been one of the most vocal OBlock members since Von passed, and he immediately took to social media to call out Lil Tim. Ike criticized him for using King Von's death as a face card to stay relevant and questioned why he only started rolling with NBA YoungBoy after the Von situation.
You never seen that man with Young Boy before that shit happened with V-Roy. You feel what I'm saying? It's like he using that nigga like as a face card around him to make them look a little tough. You feel what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. But I ain't really like.
So if it was,
it ain't much I can say because I'm still working on my way up. You feel what I'm saying? If my time go come, it's whatever. It is that shit, man. That's it.
In that interview with FYBJ Main that's been going viral, Manai broke it down real simple. He said he'd never seen Lil Tim with YoungBoy before the Von situation happened. According to him, Lil Tim is using that like a face card to hang around YB and look a little tough. Ike wasn't just talking about the music either. He called out how Lil Tim has been moving since the shooting, making songs about it, bragging on stage, acting like some type of street legend. But Ike pointed out the truth: the police were involved. You got off, bro. This wasn't just street stuff left in the streets, it was real life, and Lil Tim's playing it up for clout.
Listen, do you understand the whole situation or what?
I understand, but it's like, alright, you did what you did, okay.
Because I heard, not to cut you off, but I heard a lot of people from y'all side getting that, nah, he Some people say he did with like.
Nah, but he'll do what any street nigga do if a nigga, he got to defend his team. But it's like, you did what you did, that's cool. Alright, boom, the police is involved, you got out, bro. It ain't like you did some street shit and like, it's just left in the streets. That shit on some police shit too at the same time. You get what I'm saying? Like, niggas will do shit. Like, it's a difference from doing some street shit and I know you did some street shit, right? And your name, you in the streets, like your name ring or whatever. But you did some street shit, whatever, you claim, but the police is involved in that shit. But it's like, I don't like the way he go about it. Like, how niggas be flexing and shit. Like, don't act like you did some shit that just got away, like, off the chain, like, off that. Like, bro, niggas ain't, like, it's some shit I can't even say. But it's like, I don't like how certain niggas do.
But Ike's response went deeper than just calling out Tim's credibility. He questioned the entire narrative surrounding that night in Atlanta. According to Ike and other OBlock members, the situation wasn't as clear-cut as Tim and his supporters have been claiming. They say Vaughn wasn't even the aggressor that night, and the whole story got twisted by the media to make Tim look like some hero protecting his friend. Bro got lucky, Ike said in the interview. It wasn't like he was face-to-face with that man, his back was turned. Whatever.
It ain't like you just got out like on some easy shit, you know what I'm saying? Bro, you got lucky, all you did what you did, you defended cold, you stood your ground with us. But it's like, it's just the way like had you playing out now, like all that on stage and okay, you stuff like yeah, gang, like I don't be liking that gang cause bro, close to the gang, cause this is what I'm saying. Niggas ain't doing no like with shit like that, bro. It's like, bro, you got lucky really, bro. Like it ain't like you was on no face to, you ain't gonna face this man face to face and just you got lucky, his back is whatever.
He's gotta stay humble. Because the same way he did what he did, it could easily happen to him too.
He gotta be humble, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he ain't humble about that shit. Like, cause the same way like you did what you did, that shit can happen to you too, gang. Like,
let me break down the real tea about this beef, because it goes way deeper than just one shooting. This whole situation started when King Vaughn and his crew rolled up on Quando Rondo outside that Atlanta hookah spot. Vaughn had a serious street reputation, dude, had multiple bodies under his belt and wasn't backing down from anybody. But here's what people don't get about Lil Tim. According to Maneki and other OBlock members, Tim wasn't really a street dude before this. He was just Quando's home bar who happened to be strapped that night. When Vaughn and his crew approached Quando, Tim saw his man in danger and did what any loyal friend would do. He protected him. The problem came after. Instead of staying low and moving smart, Lil Tim started using the situation to build a reputation. He linked up with NBA YoungBoy, started making music about it, and has been riding that wave ever since. That's what got OBlock heated, not just that he killed Vaughn, but how he's been moving since. Now let's talk about the NBA YoungBoy connection, because this is where the politics get messy. YoungBoy and Lil Durk had been beefing for years, way before the Vaughn situation. When Tim killed Vaughn, it gave YB a perfect weapon against Durk and OBlock. Suddenly, Tim went from being a nobody to YoungBoy's right-hand man on tour. Ike pointed this out in his interview. I seen Quando Rondo with him before, that's cool. But Tim, now, that man is using that situation as a face card to be around YoungBoy and look tough. The street politics here are complicated. Quando Rondo has been signed to YoungBoy's 4KT label, and he and YB have a relationship going back years. But Tim was just Quando's home bar from Savannah who got thrust into the spotlight because of one night in Atlanta. What happened after that TikTok dropped was pure chaos. Within hours, the video racked up millions of views and thousands of comments. Von fans flooded the section with threats and disses, while YB fans defended Tim's right to speak his truth. It wasn't just random fans, though. OBlock members started posting their own responses across Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Some shared old King Vaughn videos, while others dropped cryptic messages that seemed like direct threats to Tim. The most telling response came from an OBlock member who posted a video listening to Vaughn's music with the caption, "Long live Vaughn. We ain't forget nothing." The message was clear: OBlock still considers this an open case, regardless of what the courts decided. Meanwhile, NBA YoungBoy's camp stayed quiet. YB hasn't directly addressed the OBlock threats, but sources say he's been boosting security around Tim and the crew. The November 6 connection is where things get spooky. King Vaughn died on November 6, 2020, around 2:22 a.m. outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta. 5 years later, on November 6, 2025, Lil Tim's grandfather passed away. The internet immediately started connecting dots. Von fans claim this proves Vaughn reached out from the afterlife for justice, pointing out that Tim posted that disrespectful TikTok on the same day his grandfather died, calling it cosmic justice and Van's revenge. Tim's supporters downplay it as coincidence, but the timing feels eerie, especially given how calculated Tim's social media moves are. Some have dug deeper, noting Tim's grandfather raised him after his parents weren't in the picture. Losing him on the same date he killed Vaughn makes people think there's some spiritual balance being restored. The Chicago streets responded quickly and intensely. Multiple OBlock affiliates posted cryptic messages and old Vaughn videos with captions like "We still here" and "Justice is coming." Other Chicago drill rappers, including FBG Ducks, despite their own beefs with OBlock, have shown support for Vaughn's memory and called out Tim's disrespect. The situation has escalated so much that some venues started canceling NBA YoungBoy shows over security concerns. Promoters don't want OBlock members trying to get at Tim during a performance. The response to Lil Tim's TikTok has been swift and brutal. OBlock members have been flooding social media with threats and disses. The comments under that video turned into a full-on war zone, with Von fans and YB fans going at each other non-stop. But this isn't just online beef. Sources close to the situation say OBlock is actively looking for Lil Tim. They believe he's been hiding behind NBA YoungBoy's security and fame, and they want that one-on-one confrontation. Law enforcement is watching closely, too. Atlanta police reportedly increased patrols around areas YoungBoy and his crew frequent. They don't want another incident like the one that took Vaughn's life. The music industry is paying attention as well. Record labels are discussing artist safety and whether it's worth keeping artists involved in active beefs. Some insiders say Tim's TikTok may have crossed a line even the business won't tolerate. This situation shows how social media has completely changed the game. Back in the day, if you had beef, you handled it in the streets and stayed quiet. Now, guys post TikToks bragging about bodies and then wonder why people want them dead. Lil Tim could have stayed low, collected his money from the YB connection, and lived his life. Instead, he kept poking the bear, and now that bear is ready to strike. OBlock isn't the type to let disrespect slide, especially when it comes to King Vaughn's memory. The crazy part? This beef might never end. Vaughn's death sparked a cycle of violence that's been going on for 5 years, and every time it seems like things are cooling down, something like this TikTok reignites it all. It also highlights a bigger issue: how drill music and street beef consume young black men. Vaughn was just 26 when he died. Tim is still young, too. These guys could be building businesses, raising families, making positive moves in their communities. Instead, they're caught up in cycles of violence that started long before they were born. At the end of the day, this whole situation is tragic. King Vaughn was a talented artist who could have changed his life if he stayed out of the streets. Lil Tim was just protecting a friend, but now he's got a target on his back forever. OBlock members, like Muna Ike, feel the need to defend their fallen soldiers' honor. The November 6th connection? Could be coincidence, could be something deeper. I'll let y'all decide. What I know for sure is this TikTok made Lil Tim one of the most wanted men in Chicago, and OBlock isn't the type to forgive or forget. This beef has been 5 years in the making, and it's not slowing down. Every diss, every post, every song adds more fuel to the fire. The question isn't if something will happen, it's when. What do y'all think? Was Lil Tim wrong for posting that TikTok, or was he just exercising his right to free speech? And that November 6th connection coincidence or something more? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you'll hit that like button if this breakdown helped you understand the situation. Subscribe for more exclusive street news, and turn on notifications so you never miss when we drop that heat. Until next time, stay safe out there and keep it 100.